So there is this lady who receives letter from her mother-in-law, and she opens the letter, and immediately it says, mother-in-law said, okay, the last letter you have sent, there's so many grammatical mistakes, and I think you should polish your English better because you have kids too, and here the full stops and all, be careful, and capitals, be careful. And this lady says, oh my God, I mean, she starts with this kind of criticism, fine. And then she reads a bit even more. And then the mother-in-law says, that last break you came with the kids and my son, and you know that your father-in-law and I are very old and we have some health issues too. The kids are very unruly. They do not have manners. They did not have table manners too, and they were making a lot of noise too. You see, you need to bring them up in a certain way. You need to teach them some manners and etiquettes, and so on and so forth. So again, this lady is thinking to, again, I mean, I got a break. I could have done so many things. I could have gone on a vacation or gone and visited my parents. Because they're not well and they're lonely, I took all of my family there and I spent time. And this lady is actually saying all these things. And then the letter reads further that your father-in-law and I are thinking that going forward, please send my son alone so that we can have some quite positive quality time with him. So now this lady has lost it. I'm like, I'm bringing the children, your grandchildren and everybody there, and you're actually telling me not to come there anymore. And now she's very, very angry. And she said, okay, you know what, to knock it off, I want to make something, and I want to make some food. So she started looking for a recipe. So this one, aloo parathas, how many of you know? So this is so she wants to make aloo paratha just to get out, you know. So she's kneading the atta, she's kneading the dough, and she's releasing her stress. And then she says, okay, now I have to. And then she looks for potatoes, and unfortunately, there are no potatoes there. And she said, oh, okay, fine, then I need it. So she goes to her neighbor and she says, can I have some potatoes, please? And the neighbor says, oh, I'm sorry, I don't have. And then she comes back to her house and she's even more angry. She's like, what is this? She wants coffee, she wants tea. I mean, she wants sugar every day. She wants every day she comes and borrows something or the other from me every time. And today, for the first time, I asked her something and she doesn't have. She doesn't give me. What's wrong with her? And then she's even more angry. She says, okay, I will make aloo paratha, so I need potatoes. So she goes to the local store and then she buys the potatoes. And then she comes back and she travels back, she walks back, and then she's cooking the potatoes. And then she's thinking about the neighbor that, you know, how ungrateful this person is. Huh? I give so many things. Last time also when they fell sick, I sent meals together. And now she's not giving these potatoes to me. And then while she's talking to herself, I suddenly realized that she could not give the potatoes because she did not have the potatoes. I have them right now, I bought it. And that also brought her to the realization that you can't give what you don't have. If you don't have the potatoes, where will you bring them from? Right? So the same way, if a person is lacking understanding, empathy, and compassion and love, if they don't have it, they can't give you. And each one of us are fighting our own battles. And some people are so filled with bitterness. And it is so unfortunate that maybe they have not come across a Ho'oponopono process before. Maybe there was nobody to share with them these tools and techniques that we are so fortunate to learn today to let go. And maybe they have gone through lack. Maybe they have gone through some difficult times that they've closed themselves, they've closed their heart, and they're so bitter and negative that they can't see anything positive in life. And that's a sad place to be.